What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another stream, or I guess welcome back to me since I have not live streamed in a while. Thank you for being here. This is Denzel, aka Smallville. Oh, small. That's completely wrong. Well, I used to do this. That's actually pretty funny. I way back in the day used to do gaming videos, and I introduced myself with my gamer tag, and I just did that just now. What I was going to say is it's Denzel, aka Images by Zell. That was funny. But yeah, so today we're gonna be hopping into a little bit of a color grading tutorial, and it's something that you'll see a lot of people talk about LUTs and things like that on YouTube, Instagram, social media in general, and basically what I want to do is talk not so much from the creative standpoint on how to create a LUT, but more so from the technical standpoint and how to make your custom LUT, export it, so that way you can use it for other projects, and you can even use it in other programs that can import LUTs, and you can also share it with other people. So it's a very simple process. We're just going to kind of go through it. Um, I'm also We're also live streaming on TikTok as well. So if you would rather watch over on TikTok, you can. And then for those on TikTok, if you rather watch on YouTube, you can do that as well. If you search Images by Zell on YouTube, you can find me there, which I think it'll be better on YouTube because you can see everything a lot better. Okay, so anyway, this is just a still actually from a camera test I was doing for a show I'm actually producing and directing with some friends of mine. But anyway, what we're going to do is strip it down to the bare bones log footage. So I shot this on the Fujifilm X-T3, and the log, and this is F-log footage. So basically, with LUTs anyway, you have to, when you shoot in log, the first step you have to do is convert your footage from log to a color space that you can like a correct color space that you can color grade your footage in. So you don't want, if you ever see gray footage like this, or you're an editor or colorist or something, and someone's giving you footage, you're not wanting to dive right in with this and just start like doing stuff and grading and pushing and pulling on the image and stuff like that. What you want to do is to get it to look normal, you want to use some type of LUT, conversion LUT from log to 709, and all camera manufacturers will make those. You can download those from their website. Like for example, I'm gonna show you this one. This is a LUT that I got from Fujifilm, and it's for F-log, bringing it from F-log to like a Rec 709, basically color space. So this is what it would have looked like in camera. So this is basically, this LUT is saying I've taken your footage from log and have brought it into a color space that is good to be displayed. So technically you could show this. This is not what you want to show anybody. This you could. This is like out of camera what it would have looked like in camera if we didn't shoot and log. Let me actually, before I keep going, make sure that everything is good on the chat side of things. I should have did this beforehand. While I'm doing this, if you are watching, drop in a comment. Let me know where you are watching from. If you're watching live, if you're watching back later, you can do the same. Continue. Use your key. No, we're not going to do that. Just text me the code. Yeah, password. But yeah, so let me know where you're watching from. So I'm just trying to get the chat up so I can see. I don't want to miss people asking me questions. Normally I use my phone to make sure I'm good, but I realized I'm using my phone to live stream. Okay, let's see. I think we're good. Where are you watching from? Okay, cool. All right, yeah, got the chat working now. All right, cool. So, yeah, if you want to ask me any questions, feel free to ask the questions on the chat. I'm going to try to watch TikTok as well. So, if you're watching on TikTok and I miss your questions, I apologize. All right, but let's get back to it. So, like I said, and I bring the whole thing up with the LUT. Uh, Quiverful Production says I'm watching from the slums of Regent Village. Oh my gosh. Um, so yeah, I'm just laughing visualizing that because I also went to Regent University, so I'm very familiar with the Regent Village. But anyway, so you want to consider this. I'm bringing this up because you can build a LUT basically after you've already done your conversion, or you could build a LUT where it's like this doesn't include your base conversion. So you always have to make sure that you use some type of LUT first to get your footage to Rec 709. So yeah, hopefully that's making sense. You don't want this. You don't want to start grading on this. It's just not the right way to do it. You want to use the tools that are provided to get it where it's supposed to be first, and then you want to add all your extra bells and whistles and all the spice and the flavor and all that stuff. So, all right. So as far as a look that I did, I used the Dehancer plugin, the plugin from Dehancer, and basically what Dehancer is a film emulation plugin, and this is probably one of my favorite plugins. So this is the look, and basically is creating like a filmic type of look. So what I did with this one is basically I gave the Kodak Vision 3 500T like film profile or film stock type of emulation. So it's kind of like copying what Kodak Vision 3 500T would look like. Of course, this is not actual film, so you can change it and tweak it. But I for this project that I'm working on, I made a lookbook, and I was basically going through and choosing other images as inspiration, and I was looking for images, shots from films that I knew were shot on film, and they used this particular film stock, and I liked the way it looks. So I went into that mindset when I started doing this project. And I was like, I know I want that 500T look, that Kodak Vision 3 500T look. So I was able to basically go into that with that mindset. But anyways, we got that done. So essentially, this is the look. I'm not, we're just going to say this is it. This is what we want our image to look like. So from this point to actually create a LUT that you can use elsewhere, because this is the whole point in doing this, because this is fine. You've made your look, you got it. You could always copy and paste from here and paste this to another part of the image. So for example, I'm gonna just grab another part. This is actually the only clip I have in here, but let's take this one, and I'm gonna I'm going to delete. All right, so basically what I'm gonna do, I have one clip in here that has the LUT, or is that has the look on, the color grade on. This one does not. Within Davinci Resolve, there's a way to copy a grade across clips. So within Davinci Resolve, you'd actually be okay. You wouldn't really need to do much. You can just go to the still image, right click on it and hit apply grade. And then there you go. The same grade that was on this clip is now on this one. But let's undo that. Let's say you didn't. Let's see. Hold on. Check the comments. Can you make LUTs for Premiere Pro? Uh, yeah, you 100% can. And yes, 100%. I've actually done that. So yeah, if you make a LUT, and this is why this is perfect for that. I'm glad you asked that question actually, because this is the perfect example for that. This is why you want to do this, because I could copy and paste like I just showed you here, apply grade to this clip, and I'm good. But that's only good for DaVinci Resolve. That's not gonna. So let's say you're making a LUT, but you're gonna edit in Adobe Premiere or in some other Final Cut or something. You can't just like copy your color settings from DaVinci Resolve and then drop them into a whole nother program, because they don't communicate the same way. So what you would have to do is create a LUT, and that's what the whole point of this is. And it's something I don't see people do. I don't see a lot of tutorials on this. That's why I wanted to make one. So what we're going to do is when we go to this clip, we know this is the one that has all the conversion and the look that we want. So now I know that with this, once I do this, I'm not going to have to worry about making my log footage Rec 709 first and doing all this other stuff, because I'm building this LUT with a log to Rec 709 conversion already built into it. So it's just stuff to be mindful of, because you don't want to take this clip and put it onto another clip that's like that's not log. Because if you do that, it's going to look really weird. And I'll show you what I'll give you an example of what that's going to look like here. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is come down. And one thing you want to make sure is that you have you can turn a lot of stuff on and off to make space, but you want to make sure that you have your clips at the top left of the screen here selected. One thing I want to throw out is everything I'm doing right now is in the free version of DaVinci Resolve, so you don't have to pay for DaVinci Resolve to do what I'm doing in this tutorial right now. So you want to make sure that clips is selected, because what you want to do is come down here to the middle where you see all these clips laid out here. You want to right click on it, the one that you want to create the LUT from, and you want to scroll down. You want to scroll down till you see Generate LUT. And it's going to give you some different options, 17.3365 and Panasonic VLUT. I'm going to just do 33 point cube. That's worked for me fine in the past. So we're going to hit Generate LUT, and it's going to ask you to name it. So I'm going to say, I'm going to call it camera test. I'll call it with a, this is the pilot that we're shooting a pilot episode this weekend actually for this show. Humanities 30 point. Okay, so that's the name of the show that I'm working on. It's called Humanities. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to drop that into my downloads for now. This will be different if you're on PC, but assuming you're on Mac, you can follow along with this. If it's PC, you're going to have to, kind of. It's the same concept and process. I'm going to save it to downloads, and we're going to pretend like we brought this in. We're going to pretend like we didn't just make that LUT, that somebody just sent this to us. And now we're going to use this. We're going to open it up in the program and use it for the first time. Okay, so now, like I said, we're going to pretend like we don't got the other one. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and delete this so we don't pull from it. We're going to pretend like we don't even have that information. All right, so this is what we're starting with. We brought this in, and we're editing in whatever program we're editing in, and the colorist sent us the LUT, and it's like, okay, hey, I just sent you the LUT, and then we're like, okay, cool. We downloaded it. They told us, hey, this is for the F-Log footage. You guys shot on F-Log. You guys shot on the Fujifilm X-T3, and I know you guys shot on F-Log, so I built my LUT with the conversions you need. So all you got to do is slap this right on. You don't have to make it Rec 709 first. I took care of all that. We're like, okay, cool. All right, so they sent it to us. Now we got to go grab it. So what I'm going to do is We're like, okay, cool. But now, how do I get that LUT that's in our downloads? Let me go to my downloads here. And I see the LUT, but it's like, now, okay, how do we get that into DaVinci Resolve? All right, so now go back to DaVinci Resolve. And what you want to do is come down to your settings wheel down here. It's next to the little house. That's the home button, essentially, that says Project Manager. We want to go to Project Settings, click on that, and then go over in the left panel here, go over to Color Management. Come down to lookup tables. So this is where all you basically control the what's the word I'm looking for? The data that DaVinci Resolve reads, all the different LUTs you have. So what we're going to do is go to Open LUT folder, and I should have copied. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to go to Downloads. We're just going to copy this. I'm going to go back to the LUT folder that we just opened up. And if you're on PC, it's going to do the same thing. It'll just be in the File Explorer. You know, if you're on PC, it'll open up your, document, your File Explorer. And wherever you saved it at, if it's in your downloads, just copy it and paste it over here. So what I'm going to do is I have a lot of these is what DaVinci Resolve already has pre-built. And I'm going to show you what the LUTs look like in the program, but essentially this is where everything lives on your computer, basically. So I have a folder in here that I created called Other LUTs. And these are just LUTs I've downloaded. This is what DaVinci Resolve, everything in here is what DaVinci Resolve has on there already, basically. And I created my own folder within the LUT folder that DaVinci Resolve will pull from when I'm actually color grading. So let me, I'm gonna just paste it out here. So it'll just sit right there. You can make a new folder if you want, but I'm gonna just do that. These are like just different ones I've downloaded and used for other projects. All right, so now that we got that done, we're gonna go back to DaVinci Resolve. And we put it in the folder, so we're good there, but we have to basically update it within DaVinci Resolve. So before you click off anything, you want to hit Update List, because now you just put it into the program. So this is where, that was the folder that DaVinci Resolve pulls all its LUTs from. You just added a new LUT into that folder, but now you have to basically tell DaVinci Resolve, hey, there's a new folder there, update your list. And then you hit save. Now what we're going to do is click on the top left here. We're going to click on the LUTs panel. All right, once we have that selected, now I'm going to kind of show you what this looks like here. This is where all of the LUTs within DaVinci Resolve, you can like actually visually see them. So you click on that. You can look at them over here too. They have stuff in here built in for cameras already that they've put in. You got airy stuff in here, DJI stuff, the Olympus. You have a bunch of different Panasonic, Red, Sony. Like they've, these like the main camera brands and things like that. So they already put stuff in there for you. Different film looks that DaVinci Resolve has built in. So yeah, it's a lot of stuff you can come here and play with. But we're going to stay on task here. We're going to go to Other LUTs, and this is the one that I made. And you can see right here, our Humanities LUT pops up, and it has all the information there. And you can even preview it, which is cool. If you hover over a LUT, it'll preview it. Now, remember, there's nothing on it, and we're pretending like we didn't just make it ourselves. We're pretending like we just opened up our own new project, brought this footage in. We didn't color it. We didn't create this LUT. Somebody sent it to us, or we're sharing it with someone else, and now we're bringing it into our project. So we got it in. So now all I have to do is click. If you double click, it'll apply it. So I'm gonna just double click, close this out so we get some space here. And now you see we have it on. It just put that look on for us. Now, I think it didn't take. I didn't take my other part. I think I messed that up. Okay, so it did not take my dehancer, my film. I have to look at that. What did I do wrong there? That's probably what I need 64. Let's try something. I'm gonna try something really quick, and if not, the concept still works. But let's go back. I'm gonna make another LUT. 65. Call it HU. I'm gonna save this right inside the LUTs folder. Oh, well, let me do that from here. Save the downloads. I'm just going through the process we did already. I'm gonna update it again. I ran into an issue, so I had to. Let's go to downloads, copy, go back to other LUTs, paste it. We're gonna go back to Davinci Resolve, update list, save. Okay, let's go back to this clip. Undo the fact that we just did that. Go back to my LUTs, and it's this one. So that's acting really weird. All right, let me do something here. I'm gonna take off the film conversion isn't working with that, which it should be. It should keep that look. That might have something to do with the because it's the plugin. That's very odd. That is actually very odd that that's not working with that. But all right, let's go back. All right, let's go back to the original look. All right, we're figuring out real time. You run into issues sometimes. All right, I'm going to create a new node here because I want you to see the difference. All right, so like I said, this is just rec set. This is from log to rec 709. So we're going to basically go back a few steps, and I'm going to just kind of add some things. This will be the color grade. Let's say we want to warm it up some more. And let's say I wanted to bring the shadows up a little bit. And let me do something else. Let me add like a vignette or something. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Or add a vignette onto this. Just to create a more dramatic look so you can see the difference. I'm gonna do it here. All right, invert this. Okay, cool. I'm making it, I mean, it's obviously, let me feather it out some more. So just really rough and quickly, this is basically what we're doing. All right, so this is where it started. This is basically me dropping on the LUT to make it rec 709, taking it out of log. And now this is me creating the look. Do that. Oh, one other thing I want to do, just to kind of play around with it. One of my favorite tools to use is color slice. And let's bring let's make the skin tone actually. So it's the density up. Reset that. Let's say I just wanted to darken myself up a little bit. Don't really have much blue there. I'm gonna push a little bit more blue into this scene. And I'm just kind of doing some random stuff right now. I'm gonna push a little more. Yeah. I just wanted to be a drastic look difference there. So this is what we shot on the day. This is what the camera brought in. This is the look I created, and then throw a little vignette on it. That's extremely push and dramatic, and I probably wouldn't do that normally, but I just want you to see a difference, so it doesn't look like it just have the Rexon 9 LUT on. All right, so we're gonna go back through the process again, so get to just see it multiple times here. All right, so we want to go to clip. Remember that you want to go to your clip, and let me go ahead and reset that node. We're going to go to right click on it, go to generate LUT, 33 point cube. I'm going to call this one HU new, and I have to go back and delete these later. All right. Again, the creative aspect of this is just more what you want to do, but from a technical standpoint, you will know how to create your LUT and bring it into another program like a Adobe Premiere or Final Cut or something like that. All right, so now we're going to go to Open LUT folder. I'm going to go to Downloads, Copy. Other LUTs, paste. All right, cool. Go to back to Davinci Resolve, update list. I've done this enough times, so we definitely should have it down pat by now. All right, so now, like I said before, we gotta pretend like we didn't just do all that. We just got the LUT. We just downloaded it from the colorist. All right, here we go, round 2. All right, so this is the one I just made. They said, I got you. You don't have to do no conversions. Just paste it. All right, cool. This is the LUT we just brought in. And I'm going to hit apply LUT to, I mean, you don't even have to do that. You can just double click. Boom, there we go. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to gallery. And this is what I want to do. I'm going to come to this one. And I want to grab still. All right, so I grabbed the stills I can show you. This was the clip. So you can also see, look at the one that we actually did the grade to. You have 4 nodes. This one's grayed out, but you have 3 different nodes here that are being used. We created the look here, and I just grabbed the still image and dropped it over there. When I come to this clip, it looks exactly the same, but there's only 1 node here. And I can't change any, like how I did all of the adjustments to like the vignette and all that. None of that is showing up here because it's not reading that. All it's doing is showing me what the LUT looks like. So anytime I have F-log footage and I drop it on, this is the look I'm getting. And if you go back over to the other clip, you see all that same stuff, like all the stuff that we tweaked and messed with. Because this is the original. This is where we created the look. It's basically under the hood, essentially. Like you'll see a product, the finished product of something, and it's already done, but you don't see like the behind the scenes. Like if you're eating a meal or something like that, you see it done. You don't see all the ingredients that went into making that meal. You just see the finished plate, and when they put it in front of you, you don't know what type of ketchup or sauce or salt they used. You probably can look, taste it, and say, "Oh yeah, I can taste salt," but you don't. But you know what I mean. You don't see it on the table. You're eating it now. That's what basically a LUT is like. This is essentially everything that we did over here, distilled down into 1 clip. So let me put this little side-by-side comparison on, and it's pulling from the look that we created here. And you can see off and on what it does to it. Slightly different section, which is cool because it's like, you'll have differences in shots. Shots aren't always going to be exactly the same. So yeah. So that's what that does. So if you are shooting with, I said I was going to show you why you don't want to apply you want to make sure you know at least how the LUT was made, because like I said, this is for footage as F-log. Now, let's say Let me take this same clip, and this is what I'm gonna do. Before applying the grade, I'm gonna reset the node. Before applying the grade, this is F-log footage. Let's just say, I'm a smart guy. I know that I can't color grade with F-log. I know I have to bring it to Rec 709 first. So let's just say I'm trying to be, ahead of the curve and, get a jump on it before I get the LUT from the colorist, or before I've downloaded the LUT. This is why it's important to know how the LUT was made, because you can mess yourself up. So let's just say, I'm going to go ahead and get my Rec 709 conversion on, which is this one. So I'm going to just copy that. So I'm going to hit paste. Boom. All right. I got my image corrected for basic correction. This is what it looked like in camera when we shot. So now I'm good. Now from here, I can start doing all the creative stuff and really fine tuning the look I want. Then you're like, oh yeah, I just saw that cool LUT that XYZ whoever colorist made. Let me download that and apply it, because they said it's for Fujifilm X-C3 or whatever, or maybe it's not even that. It's just because usually LUTs they won't tell you what like the camera is for. It's like, this is somebody's cool creative whatever LUT, but you didn't read but let's just say that you didn't read the description, and in the description, the person who made that LUT says, hey, just so you know, this was made for log footage. So now you're going to see where not following the instructions will get you in trouble. So it's that same LUT we just did, and I'm going to apply it to, wait a minute. I see. I'm messing myself up. I'm like, what is this man doing? Okay, yeah, that was that new node. This is why this is, yeah, here we go. So got that node has it. I'm like, okay, yeah, let me go ahead and add this to this. Boom. It's like, what the heck happened? This is the Rec 709. This is the LUT. This is the creative. I'm just call it a creative LUT. Okay. So it's like, what the heck? I saw on their website, when I looked at it before I downloaded it, that it was supposed to look like this. So why in the heck does my image look like this? Like, this thing looks like crazy. The skin is all messed up. It's super saturated. It doesn't look like this at all. But I used the same LUT I used before, so why does it look crazy now? And the problem is, you have a Rec 709 layer, essentially, or a node on it first. And basically you're double stacking that color adjustment. So it's basically multiplying it. So you've done two Rec 709 conversions on it, plus that creative look. That's why it's important to know, because sometimes when you download LUTs, they'll be for already corrected footage. So it's like, yeah, this is for Rec 709. So if you shot in log, don't just dump this LUT onto your camera, onto your footage, because it's not going to operate correctly. You have to bring it to a Rec 709 state first, then add the creative LUT. But in this case, I built that into it because I knew what the camera was and yada, yada, yada. So if I take off the node where I have my Rec 709 conversion, now it's normal. So yeah, I feel like I just dumped a lot of information on you guys. But that's the long roundabout of how you create a LUT, and then you can export it and use it in that way. So it's just stuff to think about if you ever run into issues and you're like, man, this is looking crazy. It's important to look at how the LUT was made, what the LUT is for. Because if you look at it, it'll usually tell you, hey, this was for, like if it's a camera, it's like, hey, if you shot in log, Sony S-Log3, Cine or something like that. And they'll say, yeah, this LUT is for that. Or if you're looking at other cool creative LUTs, oh, I really like this look that this creator made. Make sure that you look at it and see if they say, make sure your footage is 709 first. Or they might say, don't put this has already been, but a lot of times they probably wouldn't do that because they don't know which camera profile that you're using. So it'll probably be like, make sure that your footage is not in log when you add this. Do all your corrections first, then add the LUT. It's probably what they would tell you to do. But anyway, hopefully this was informative. Hopefully you were able to follow along with me. If you have questions, drop them in the comments below. If I said anything that didn't make sense, just ask me, and I'll try my best to re-explain it. But I think it's important. I don't see people talk about that a lot. Usually we just jump right into trying to grab LUTs and just throw them on our footage. And then when they don't come out looking right, we're like, what's wrong? Why is this looking crazy? But you got to really know what camera the footage was shot on, what profile it's in, if it was in a log profile, or if it was just in a picture profile that's already built into your camera. So, it's a lot of things, a lot of technical things you got to know in order to be, in order to have your creativity really be able to be pushed forward. Because you don't want to do something where it's like, oh, this looks crazy. All right, well, let me go ahead. And you might be thinking, well, I can come in and mess with the opacity or something and try to bring it down and try to get it looking right like that. But that's not really something you want to do. You want to be able to control your footage and not have to be like, all right, well, let me use this. Because this is something people do a lot. They'll say, all right, well, this looks too saturated, so let me bring the opacity down or bring down the output. And you would do that and be like, okay, cool, that's good. And I mean, it doesn't look bad. You can do that, but that's not how you're supposed to do it. You want to be able to be in full control, because now you're not really getting the full effect of what this look was supposed to do. Because even with that, it's still not giving you the true intent of how this LUT was created. And using LUTs is, as creative as it is, it's also a very technical thing too. So, hopefully this was informative. Hopefully this was helpful. And we're going to go ahead and close it out here. Until next time, I'll see you guys later. Peace out.